Today on the channel, we do some long game clearance finds with the DC McFarlane Toys Multiverse line with Superman and Martian Manhunter.
The spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another DC Multiverse unboxing and review. And today on the channel, we've got Martian Manhunter and we've got Superman. But for all your Martian Manhunter and Superman needs and a whole lot more, make sure you're hitting up Entertainment Earth. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10% on all in-stock items. Anything over $59 does ship free. And these two were not on my purchase priority list at all, but I am a sucker for a clearance deal. Gotta get a deal, as we always say here on the channel. But did you really get a deal if you got something you weren't planning on buying? Deep thoughts, deep questions for the channel here today. But I did pick both of these up at one of my local Walmarts. $7 in the clearance aisle. I just couldn't pass them up for $7 each. So we're going to find out what all the fuss is about with old Superman and Martian Manhunter. And of course, we're going to do it in the way we do it in all the other videos here on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. So I guess we're going to go Martians first. Well, why not? My favorite Martian Manhunter. There it is. And Martian Manhunter was an okay one. Of course, my first memories of Martian Manhunter was the old Kenner Superpowers line as a kid. One of my absolute favorite figures back then. Always loved this one. And my dad was always a Martian Manhunter fan, and him and Hawkman, I think, were my dad's two favorites. So always had a special spot in my heart, deep in there somewhere, wherever my heart is, for the Martian Manhunter. But not quite the Martian Manhunter I think of. However, they did come out with another one, we'll compare this one to, that I remember more as a Martian Manhunter. But a lot of people do remember the DC Rebirth version, like we got right here. We got the old $7 price tag on there. Got to get a deal, as we do say. DC Multiverse, Martian Manhunter, big window box. Of course, you got the card behind there. Martian Manhunter, a little bit of that action on the side. Then on the back, little glamour shot, a little cross-sell down low. Who are we cross-selling? Who's going on? We got Superman, we got Joker, we got Ankeny as Batman Beyond, we got the Flash, and we got Batman in his hazmat suit. So a lot of eternal peg warmers down there for the most part. A couple aren't, but a lot of peg warmers in that line for sure. And there it is. Gonna pull it out. Let me whip it out. See you later. Let me whip it out here on the channel. It might be dangerous if I do that. I might get flagged. I don't think you're allowed to whip it out on there, but you never know. You never know. You can sneak one in. Just sneak it in. Who knows? Who knows? But there it is. See you later. Goodbye. Of course, we got a stand. We're going to see a stand with Superman as well. We won't talk about that one. Barely talk about that one at all. Anyways, Martian Manhunter, we got the card. Let's see what it says. John Johns. Oh, what a name. John Johns, the mysterious Martian Manhunter, is one of the last survivors of the planet Mars and was accidentally transported to Earth not long after the majority of his people were wiped out. Hard times, disappointment. Martian Manhunter is thought to be as strong as possibly stronger than Superman and has a variety of powers including super strength, super speed, flight, telepathy, telekinesis, shape-shifting, phase-shifting, regenerative abilities, and near invulnerability. Manhunter also has genius-level intellect and strong leadership skills. Using his vast powers and skills, Martian Manhunter strives to protect the citizens of his new home, Earth. And I mean, sometimes I think that's the part of the issue with some superheroes. They gotta have some weaknesses. If you're like Martian Manhunter, you're like Superman, you're just impervious to everything, is there really a lot of fun to watching it or following along? Because, you know, really at the end of the day, they're gonna win. I don't know, maybe that's just me. You guys tell me in the comments down below. But there he is, getting ready to hunt some Martians? No, not really. I guess he's gonna manhunt, I guess. I don't know. Old John Johns himself, looking good in the plastic prison. But let's free him from this plastic prison. What do you guys say? What do you guys say? That's what we're here for, right? At the end of the day. And of course, got very tight twist ties. Very, very on point with McFarlane. Always wanting me to try to cut my fingers off. I think that is McFarlane's goal at the end of the day. He'd probably never say that. He'd probably say, if somebody questioned him and said, hey, is your ultimate goal here to get Kyle Peterson to cut his fingers off? Todd McFarlane would probably say, what's a Kyle Peterson? That's probably what he would end up saying, but it sounds good. It sounds good for sure. But my goodness, is he trapped in here tight. Come on, John Johns. What are we doing? There it is. Oh my gosh, we got one more twist tie around the leg. What an absolute mess. What an absolute mess. See you later. Put some spin on it. Knock some stuff over. That's the way it goes from time to time. You guys have seen it. Twist ties everywhere. Off to the side. See you later. Let's get down to it. Let's see what old Martian Manhunter is up to here. And he's in the black and green attack going on here. Like a young overkill, as we always do say. But definitely looking interesting. Looking like a Martian Manhunter. Like I said earlier, this is not what I think of when I think of Martian Manhunter, as he's chipping off some paint on me right here. I'm trying to get this ankle straightened out. Oh my gosh, it's a mess. It's a mess. But this isn't what I exactly think of with Martian Manhunter. However, you hand me this all day long, I know it is Martian Manhunter. Got that big old chrome dome, big forehead going on, the red eyes. Get the very kissable lips on this Martian Manhunter. Man, just want to give him a smooch, really, at the end of the day. But definitely looking good here in the head. Kind of a block-like head there. Got a little cone head on the back of the head as well. Like a young Dan Aykroyd, really, at the end of the day. But definitely an interesting look for Martian Manhunter. But once again, I do know this as Martian Manhunter. Of course, cape season doesn't matter if you're on Mars or Earth. It's year-round now. We found that out with our friend Lando Calrissian. Nice purple cape on here. Down into the front there where it attaches with the yellow. Looking really good. Got a nice little vest going on. And then he does got a little loincloth action as well. Down to the black tights. The big old boots. The red piping around it. Got the red piping around the black shoes as well. Looking good for a Martian Manhunter. And this Martian Manhunter, he came to throw down if need be. If he has to, he will throw down. And he's got a fist of fury to do that with right here. Looking good. Of course, arms go around. A little bit of blockage by those shoulders. Doesn't really move out of the way much. Bicep cut. Double jointed elbows. Not pinless. Let's get to that pinless variety. I'm here for that. You know that. Then when you get the hands back and forth, side to side, it's got that old ball in there that I absolutely hate on the hands. Wish that was never existed in the first place. Hula hoop at the top, traditional waist, big old Martian splits. You know how that goes. Thighs side to side a little bit over there. You get, of course, the double jointed knees going on. Then you get ankles back, forth, side to side. Then you got that patented McFarlane toe articulation. It's a must-have at this point. You got to have that McFarlane toe articulation. The people are here for it all day long. But does the Martian Manhunter fit on a McFarlane stand? Oh my gosh, he's got a tight hole, but he does fit. He's the Martian Manhunter. He is ready to fit on a stand there. Definitely looking like a Martian Manhunter. Just not my most iconic version of the Martian Manhunter. And your mileage may vary on that. I'd be interested to hear if this is your Martian Manhunter. Or if it's something like this. This is, of course, is mine. Got the blue cape going on. I got the tidy whities going on in blue. But definitely this is my Martian Manhunter. And man, I can't wait for the day. And you know it's got to come eventually. McFarlane's going to make all the Kenner Superpowers era type figures. It's going to be a whole line. And it's going to be a breathtaking move. I'm going to have to clear a shelf. I'm just going to go in my toy room. I'm going to knock something all the way off and say, ah, yes. Put the Hall of Justice as a background. And man, that'll be the one. That'll be the one for me. I'm holding out for that day from McFarlane Toys. And I guess I'm holding out for this Superman figure here. Not an iconic Superman to me. This Superman Lois and Clark, I don't really know anything about it, but when I see black suit Superman, it always brings my brain back to when I was reading Superman comics. And of course, the Death of Superman story arc, and you had the Eradicator, Superboy, Steel, all that kind of stuff. And I always loved the black suit for Superman around that time as well. So it does give me a little bit of those vibes going on. Superman down here, DC Multiverse. Of course, a nice clearance sticker as well. Got to have that. 22 points of articulation. McFarlane Toys. Superman, Lois and Clark. Superman. On the back, got a little cross-sell going on. What's going on back here? Who are we cross-selling to? We got the Flash back here. We got Red Hood. We got the Joker. We got Batgirl. Got a lot of peg warmers back here once again. So, makes sense. A lot of peg warmers in the McFarlane days. We've seen quite a few over the years. Oh, he does come with a flight stand, though. I'm here for that. See you later. Goodbye. Here for a flight stand is, I think the last Superman figure I got, it only had like half the flight stand. It didn't have the base. It just had the top part. It was like a factory error. So I don't know. And then I do have an old flight stand from one of the first Superman figures, and it's just worn out over time, and it won't even hold a figure anymore. So interesting how those flight stands kind of wear out on you. See you later. Goodbye. But a very nice flight stand. We've seen these before. I'm sure we'll see them again. They just kind of slide on in there, and they give it a little click, and bam, you got a peg stand right here, and then, of course, you got the top little clasp action. And this is the same one I had that totally wore out. So they will wear out on you. So the more you know, kids, the more you know. There's old Superman looking only like a Superman could look if he was wearing all black. Yeah, he's at the funeral. Funeral for a friend is what they called it once upon a time. Never forget. The tears in line at the comic book store to to get our Death of Superman issue. Wore that band. It came with like a band you put around your arm. Oh, man, I wore that around the house. I was in mourning for a while. It was tough times. It was tough times. And, of course, Superman came back. I remember Superman being on the news, too. It was weird, like comic books were on the news at the time. It was just a wild time. It was a wild time to be a collector. If you were there, you know all about it, I'm sure. But there it is. Superman, pop him out. Bam, there he goes. Got some extra hands with him. I'm here for that. It looks like they're probably taped in. Of course they are. The old tape going on. And twist ties off to the side. This one, bam. See you later. Goodbye. Get out of here. Twist tie. Goodbye. 2 hands, 2 Superman hands is what these are, but they're the 2 open hands. He's going to be flying off. I'm here for that. And then he's got 2 fists of fury. So, man, you just choose your own adventure. You want him flying through the air. You want him throwing some haymakers. You could do that, too. I am here for that. I love that. You guys know how that goes. Oh, I forgot my twist tie pile. Let me get these out of here. See you later. Goodbye. Let's see what it says about old Superman here. What's he up to in Lois and Clark? Oh, he's up to War and Peace, too. Kal-El Clark Kent, adoptive name. Let's see. Sent to Earth from the dying planet of Krypton as a baby, Kal-El was found at the... I thought it said at the farmer's market. By farmers, Martha and Jonathan Kent. They found him at the farmer's market. It was quite the steal that day. They raised him to be his son Clark. As Clark grew up, the radiation from Earth's yellow sun gave him extraordinary powers, which he kept hidden. Now fully grown, he uses the powers to protect his adopted world. Superman, the Man of Steel, is virtually invulnerable and has the power of super strength, super speed, and flight. He also has enhanced senses, including heat vision, X-ray vision, super hearing, and super breath. After their universe was wiped from reality and replaced with New 52, worlds that make up the multiverse, Clark, Lois, and their son Jonathan have been transported to a new, different Earth. After remaining undercover for many years, Clark dons a black and silver suit and operates as Superman in secret. So he is Secret Superman. Oh, Secret Superman. What secrets does he hold? Who knows? But very cool. I like the over-muscular proportions on this one. He's got some big old ham bone fists on him as well, so I'm here for that. I kind of like this one. I like the black and silver, but you know what I don't like? I don't like that when he separates right there at the waist. What are we doing right here? I was a little concerned maybe he's broken, but I don't think that is the case. I think he just popped off at the waist there. So that's a little strange, and then he's not moving around very well for me. What are we doing? We got some hot $7 garbage here? Is that what's going on? Is that what we're doing? I don't know. I might have to heat it up and get it back in there. But, man, that's a little rough. You don't want him falling around at the waist just in your hand. All right, he's back in there. We're not going to throw him across the room yet. I might do that in a little bit. But definitely an interesting head sculpt on this one. Superman with the beard, man, I'm here for that. I love a little facial hair. He's got the little poof in the front, the little curl going on, a little bit longer hair. A really good head sculpt on him. A very white skin tone. This is a Superman that doesn't see as much sun, even though he's supposed to get his powers, of course. But he does look really, really good here. I like that beard. I like the look on this one. I'm here for that. You got the Superman emblem, of course, in silver, though, on the front of the chest. Got the silver Superman belt going on. And then, of course, you got the silver shoes, or boots, I should say. Black jumpsuit throughout. Now, it's funny, it's the Secret Superman here. You think if you were going to be Superman in secret, you just, like, wouldn't wear an outfit at all. You just kind of wear your normal clothes, and you'd do something, and then you're back walking on the street. Wouldn't that kind of how you do that? I don't know. What do I know? But definitely interesting, but I do like this one, even though it's not what I'm thinking it is, but it does give me reminders of the Death of Superman a little bit here. You got a little shoulder butterfly action there, very little there. Arms go all the way around, bicep cut. Double jointed elbow, hands, removable hands, big old fists, as we talked about, head back, forth, side to side. Waist articulation, you got traditional waist, you also got the hula hoop going on. He can do a decent split if he needs to. Double jointed knees, of course, then ankles back and forth, side to side, and that toe articulation. Got those annoying joints there, that big ball at the ankle. Not a big fan of that, but is what it is at this point. But it is definitely a Superman. It is a version. All right, I don't know about this one. Boy, if I paid $20 for this, I would be pretty hot. But I'm going to try to heat this really hot, and I'm going to put it back in there, and hopefully it'll be fixed. It's enough to be dangerous, that's for sure, but it will go back in. But a little annoying when you move him at the waist. So I'd be interested if you have this figure, if you have that same issue, him popping off at the waist like that. Not a good look for old Superman, if you ask me. But a good look as far as the beard goes. I'm here for that, really, at the end of the day. I like the looks of the beard for Superman. And there it is, the ultimate battle, the Martian Manhunter versus Superman. Who do you got? I'm sure most people would have Superman. But Martian Manhunter, he can stand his own ground from time to time, as we did read on the card, of course. So there it is, Superman, Martian Manhunter, a throwback DC clearance unboxing. Let me know your thoughts on these two down in the comments down below. Of course, you made it this far. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on the old notification bell. And don't forget about the Patreon for early access to videos like this, bonus content, exclusive content, giveaways, Q&As, you name it, it's all going on over there at the old Patreon channel. So for the Martian Manhunter and Superman, I am Kyle. See you guys all real soon.